Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a great Wednesday. Well, today we are going to be working on the crane. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me get this a little bit brighter for you. There we go. You can see his head going like that, and then there's these plumes of his feathers sticking up. Yeah, and all this background is stitched. It's all black. But in between there's all kinds of little doodads that you really... Molly! Hey, enough! Who knows what's going on out there. I'll try to brighten it up. But there's... Molly! Sorry, guys. There's little animals and things that go around this. Just here and there and everywhere. But yeah, the majority of the background is black. And I measured it, and it is 20 by 20 square. It says it is 217 by 217. 11 count is 60 by 60. But that's the entire piece of cloth. Hang on, I'm trying to de-brighten that. Whoops, I went the wrong way. My bad, my bad, my bad. There we go. So, yeah, it's gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. And this is the one that I got from Everydayecrafts. And here's the beautiful threads. Just gorgeous. There's not too many of some. And then it came with extras of the 2 shades of blue, which is, like, as you can see, the little interlocking looking things. They look like chain in a way. But yeah, and the black. Sorry, crinkle, crinkle. I'll put that away because it makes too much noise. But these colors are just absolutely stunning. Just stunning. So we will see how that goes. But I wanted to start this so that I could say that I started it. And I turned it sideways because it's bent, as you can see down here. And I wasn't going to fight that at the other end. But this part, this is the top. And then this down here, that way is the bottom. So we're just going to start, and it has, did I say 26 colors? Yeah. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So I don't know, how I'll do this. I mean, as far as going one color at a time is what I meant. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know that I will stitch the whole background first before I start in on the black. That'd be kind of crazy, huh? Because then you'd have all that black to stitch. So we will see. And I like that it's an 11 count. Thread seems nice. And it does have the DMC colors listed. Let me show you right here. So you have whatever colors are this way, then your symbol, and then you have your DMC. There's no back stitching to this. Yay! Because that back stitching kind of frightens me, especially when there's a whole bunches of it. It might be a beautiful pattern, but we kind of draw the line. I'm not real good at back stitching because I haven't done a lot of it. I just did it when it was necessary. But yeah, what can I say? So this seems like a simple type to stitch because there's not much. It is full coverage, but at least the pattern is not intense. And you've only got 23 colors compared to the 92 that's in one of those. I can't remember if it's the Chinese ladies or the peacock. I don't think the peacock that I got had 92 colors. And this wasn't too expensive of a kit to get. So, yeah. Well, wasn't busy at all at work. So, it was just get through at night. Yep, and I got another one coming up. 2 to 9 today. Then I'm off tomorrow. Yay! So I suppose on this one, just this one in particular, you could do all the colors, all the symbols of one color at a time. You can do it however you want it. There's no rules. I'm sure there's rules, but I don't abide by them. I just stitch. Because usually this is I'm just in the mood to stitch pieces. I don't have to count. I just have to look and see, okay, that color is that, so get out that color and just stitch. I just love that part. Just absolutely love that part. And during these times, it's nice to do that. Last night, I worked a little bit on autumn. I was just fried. Those nights that it's not real busy just wear me down. I found another audiobook on Audibles to listen to while I was at work. I think it's called The Asylum by John Harwood. I think that's how you say his name. I read something else by him. It was called The Ghostwriter. So it gives me something to listen to, and because I get sick of it. I like country and western music just as well as the next guy, but I get real tired of it on the radio. So I just turn it off and turn on my audiobook and go for it. Which was nice. I finished the one, White Fire is the one that I got with my credit this month. So, it was good. It was real good. I think next month I'll get Scorpion Tail by Link. I have to figure out where I'm going with the thread. I don't want to go too far. This is a pretty blue. Let's see. What was it? 24? It's 3838. Of course it's beautiful. It's DMC. I'm sorry. I'm in love with DMC. I've been in love with DMC since, God, I can't even remember. I was probably 10 years old, just because of all the colors. And way back in the day, DMC came from France, and I was so enamored with France. Ah, what a joke. Never got there, but hey, I did in my mind. I always wanted to go to France, and go to Paris especially, because that's where all the artists hung out in the day. Yeah, I would like to have met some of those people, especially Jean-Claude Monet. Oh yeah, and Manet, and all of them. They would have thought we were just absolutely crazy. But they were the rebels, I think, of their time. And I'd like to have met Renoir. It would have been nice. Sit down and have a cup of tea. Or whatever. Hey, whatever you're drinking, I'm good. I can try anything once. Twice if I like it. But trying to figure out if that's... Here again, we got blue and green next to each other. So I think in a different light, when my light is shining straight down on it, it won't be a problem. But right now, this light is terrible. I don't know. I had to have a desk lamp, and I got this one because it has a USB port on it and a plug-in, so I could use it for like the hot glue gun, or I could use it to what do you call it, charge my phone up at the same time. Yeah. Oh goodness. So yeah, I took out some more stitches on my linen and threads, and we're gonna just start, not from scratch, but scratch in that box and just go from there. So maybe I can concentrate on working on that tomorrow. somebody asked me what I do with the thread when when I'm working on one of these. And I will show you here in just about 2 seconds. If I can get that down. Okay, so go down. And I've seen other people do this differently. I'm going to fold this over so you can see what I'm doing. And try to keep this stupid thing together. But I just kind of wind the thread, not wind it, but just kind of go in and under the stitches that already exist. And that way it won't come undone as far as I can go with the thread. And I have to find my scissors. And then just cut it off. And yes, I use a knot because, yeah, you're using 3 strands. If I was using 2 strands, I would do it like I do on my counted cross stitch where I have the loop, you know, and I put both ends in the needle, make the loop and start that way. But it doesn't work when you're using 3 strands. So I still haven't figured that out. I'm sure there's a way. And I'm not an expert at this. So we just do what we do best. I put a knot in there. Not a very big knot, but I put a knot at the end of my thread and just go. Because nobody's going to see the back. And this canvas is very thick. And it's not going to matter. I never finish anything anyway, so hey. It is what it is. Oh crap. I'm going to leave them 2 right there. Because I can come back that way. And I stitch everything in the same direction, which is important. And I know that this is the top. So usually when I stitch my first leg, I don't know if you can see that. Crap. My first leg goes like that from here to here, and then the second one goes this way. So I just adjust my stitching over here so that, let me get to starting a new one, so that my first leg goes this way and then my next one goes the other way. And I sew up on top. I don't go up and down unless I have to and I'm cornered and I can't get where I need to go. But that's how I stitch it. Beautiful colors. Beautiful colors. And I don't, you know, necessarily start with the first color and work my way down. I just start on an edge and just go. This has some really beautiful colors in it. So I don't know what it would look like. You know, I have to get further. If I just did the pattern and skip the background, I don't know. I have to have a drink. We have wind. I think we've had wind for like 4 days straight. It's like, what the heck? Go away. And it just dries me up. So I'm drinking tons of water, it seems like. To see where I'm at. And sometimes this thread gets kind of twisty. This isn't bad. I'm just saying. Now, if you want, you can take all 3 strands out one at a time. I've seen people do that, and it lays a little bit different. You know, but I'm just stitching. These are for fun. I don't want to have to make it complicated. I just want to stitch. But I'd like my stitches to lay flat-ish. Sometimes you'll see where one or two strands will just pop up. You can also take the whole thing, I can't do it here, and hang it upside down and your thread will unwind if it gets pretty bad. Or just take it out, you know, just end your thread, take the thread, separate them. Sometimes that's the only way. Hey! I don't know, some other dog is barking and she's just not having it today. She's awfully vocal. And just, what do you call it? Separate your threads and let each one hang separately, you know, until it gets unwound, and then put them all back together and then thread them again. Hey! Really? Not today. Goodness gracious. You'd think it was summer out there. What is the problem? And I haven't run out of thread. Sometimes, I guess if you do, just take your thread to your local place where you get your thread and match it up and get some more. Or if you have some left over from another project, you know, you might have a match there. So, haven't had that problem though. Of course, you know, haven't finished anything. And the ones that I convert to my own threads, like the ones that were supposed to be silk and I didn't do silk, well, I can control the thread that I use. Only because I know I can go get some more. Sometimes it comes in, issues come in where you use those, I'll call them, oh, what are they called? Like dyed threads, you know, I can't Gentle Arts or whatever, or variegated threads. Sometimes those are a little, I've heard, hard to match because the dye lots are different, because they're dyed specifically for something. So, yeah. And this canvas is a little bit thicker than the last one that I used. I can't remember. I had one that it was fairly thin. I think that was Nightfall. It was thinner than this, but it's not bad. You can hold it in your hand. And it has all the edges on these. It's very nicely, I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Serged, so it doesn't cut into your hand. And I have seen people put them in Q-snaps or hoops. I don't find it necessary. If I can hold it in my hand, then we're good. And it's not limp. That's where it all comes into problems, where I have to put my hand tighter on the fabric to hang on to it. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. Gotta have a hoop. So, that's why you see me using a hoop 90% of the time on the counted stuff. So, other than that, I don't know what. I gotta go to, I'll call it the fabric store, because that's what it is. It's 95% fabric. It's run by a little old man. He must be 112. His wife started the thing, and when she passed away, he just kept going. But he does have my thread. I'll give him that much. And I don't use anything too off the wall, because he doesn't have silky. I can't remember what the other thread is that he has, but it comes in a spool, but it's not silk thread. And it's not sulky. I don't know. And he also has like quilting thread, but not too much of anything. But like I started to say, I have to go and find a needle. What do you call it? Yarn needle. Because we're going to try to do a Valentine's. It won't be Valentine's Day. It'll be Saturday. Tea at my daughter's house. So we're going to just have hot chocolate, and she's going to make some cupcakes and go from there. So we're going to have that, and then I'm going to repair the Barbie dress and also show my granddaughter how to stitch with the yarn and those plastic canvas stars. I just happened to find a piece of those canvas stars. Where are they? What did I do with them? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'll take them out of the bag. The black is for the Barbie dress. And I put some needles in there. But I found these cute little stars, and they're hangable. But I figured she could just go to town. I know it's kind of crazy, but we'll see how that works. If we can get her to go in one direction. I've never even stitched on plastic canvas, but I figured it was stiff enough for her to hold in her hands. It's not going anywhere, and she doesn't have to do any kind of pattern, so we'll just take her some yarn and go for it. And see how that works. We'll do that. Oh, see? I got a thread that... Oh, for pity's sake. Come out there. Come on. I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to get the thread below it to... We're going to need our thing here. I still haven't found that bag of them things. I know they're here somewhere. I can't miss it. It's a small little bag. And it had like 50 in there. 50 or 100. I got them at Amazon. They were great. I think I only paid under $5. Under $5. Okay, we're going to end this thread because it's getting there. And I'll show you again. So I just weave the thread in this line. That way, it's not going anywhere on this fabric. It wouldn't be me. I don't do it this way when I'm using like 16 count Aida or even 14 count. I tie a knot, not tie a knot, but I make a knot with the needle. You know what I'm talking about. And go from there. All right, guys. Let's see where we're at. Ouch. Oh, goodness. We're getting there. But I just wanted to start this because it's so pretty. We'll see. I might get tired of doing this blue and start in on the black. I don't know. Just whatever I feel like at the time. But that's a lot of black. And I think on these, I don't know how I'll do that. I was going to say I'd go like a diagonal. I've seen somebody doing diagonal where they're filling in. And that way you don't have columns, or so I've heard. I haven't had this much black since, what do you call it? Yin and yang. So, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm happy to get this started, because it looks like a simple pattern. Just simple. And look how clear that I'm just impressed. How clear the symbols are. You can see it. And it's nice that they used yellow for the black. So you can see all the symbols really clear. I don't know. It's cool. It is. It's just a gorgeous pattern. Yep, I think I'll stick with 11 count. No more 14 counts. I just don't enjoy them as much. They're not that as easy to stitch as the 14 count. And it's harder to see the symbols. Sorry, I need another drink. On 14 count. I don't know. I don't know why. It just is, and my tired old eyes just wants to stitch. And I find I can't go backward. Now, if I was stitching just sitting on the couch, I would turn this, but for video's sake, I'm not turning it. So I have to go up and down. But it stitches nice. So yeah, no big plans except for that on the weekend. I don't think we're having tea yet. We're not there yet. You know, they're just. Now my grandson likes cold green tea. Whoops, come on. But my granddaughter, not so much yet. So we'll just have hot chocolate and call it good. Maybe in another couple years they'll get an aversion to tea. Maybe we can try. I could make some orange constant comment, though, and put some ice in it. I know it. What are we doing? Holy cow. Time to quit. No, just kidding. I'm doing it wrong. There we go. Came up the wrong hole. I was confused. Excuse me. So it didn't snow. It looked like snow. The mountains were like covered with what looked like snowy weather. Does that make sense? Get off of there. Like all day, and it never came down the mountain to where we're at, so I was quite happy. I'll deal with the wind if I don't have to deal with driving on snow and ice. Fun times. Fun times. We're getting some of this done. There doesn't seem to be too much of each color except for that blue, this blue and the light blue. The two colors of blue and the black. Those are your major colors. If they're giving you extra of that. And I was going to show you. Well, crap. They're hooped over like that. But the deal is, they've just got them. I'm trying. We have an issue down here. Just a moment. It's all tangled up. They've just taken the thread and making a hoop, so it's much easier to get a string off. But it's like, God, almost a yard long. So I just cut it, after I get it off of there, I cut it in half and work with that, because on these canvases, they just tend to rake the thread sometimes. I don't know if it's because I'm pulling it too hard. I don't know. Not a clue. Not a clue. But it'll wear down your thread. You noticed at the end it was more wore down from going back and forth through these hard canvases. But it's not bad. I can deal with that. Just deal. And the canvas will start to break down after you've used it a bit. Whoops. Went too far. My bad. So, whoops, I missed one. We're special like that. There we go. So, you just start however, whatever's comfortable to you. I've found that starting on the edge is way easier than starting in the middle, because that won't be happening, because you're fighting too much material. So it's easier to break it down as you go along and go across the fabric. Does that make sense? I hope I said that right. Some days it's difficult to get the words out. It's one thing to do it, but explaining sometimes is a little much for me. You can hardly wait to put all the other colors around this blue. It's just gorgeous. And as you can see, there's a little black in between. That bright yellow is the black. So it'll be nice. So I suppose that some of the black is going to get done, as you go along. But not a lot of it. So maybe we'll start the black over in a corner somewhere and let you see what that looks like. Alright guys, well I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you for joining me and watching my videos and commenting. I might not get back to all the comments, but I try. And if you have a question, just feel free to comment below. I will try to get to it as soon as I can. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and please hit the bell, and that way you'll know when my next video comes out. Y'all stay safe, stay healthy, do all the things, and we will see you next time. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.